a broken-hearted woman casts spells to fix her sentient sex toy and screws up everything. This is going to be the plot for WandaVision, the Avengers franchise spin-off web series. Let's talk about it, shall we? Welcome back to Comic Power. I'm your host, Comic Killer 72. Welcome to another episode of The Quick Flip. This is the program where I go over comic book industry news in a short period of time. Please subscribe to this channel and also click on the notification bell as well. It will remind you when new videos come out. Alright, now let's get right into it. Now, before we get started, let me know if the sex toy joke that I told at the top of this video is funny or not. Go to the comment section and type in yes if you think it's funny or no if you don't think it's funny. And now to our regularly scheduled program. This is a non-spoiler review in advance for the WandaVision web series that's dropping January 15th, 2021. It's going to be starring Elizabeth Olsen, an American actress reprising her role as Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch, and Paul Bettany, a British actor who's going to be reprising his role as the Vision. Both of these characters make their first full appearance in Avengers Age of Ultron. And just like the comic books that they're sourced from, they both become Avengers and they form an unbreakable bond as a couple. And their story arc asks the question, can organic life and artificial life have a consensual romantic relationship? But then in 2018, the Earth gets invaded by an intergalactic alien named Thanos who needs the 6 Infinity Stones to be all-powerful. And one of those stones is literally in the forehead of the Vision. Thanos needs it, so the Vision has to die. He sends his goons and they ambush the Vision and the Scarlet Witch and severely injure the Vision. But the Scarlet Witch, with some help from Captain America and his crew, fight off these aliens. They wind up taking the Vision to Wakanda to let Shuri, Black Panther's sister, work on him to see if they can remove the stone and still keep his consciousness so they can destroy the stone so Thanos won't get it. But before her work is completed, Thanos and a horde of goons show up and the heroes are no match for him, and he gets his hands on the Vision and literally rips the stone out of his head and kills him. Fast forward to the events in Endgame taking place in 2023, and in the climax of the movie, the Scarlet Witch gets her revenge on Thanos and nearly kills him until Thanos calls on an artillery strike. Tony Stark sacrifices himself to destroy Thanos and his goons, and the world appears to be saved. But in the world of the Scarlet Witch, the Vision is still dead. That is her lover and her soulmate, assuming that android has a soul. And she treasures all those great memories that they had together in their 4-year relationship, and she wants him back. And remember, she possesses a power called chaos magic in which she can warp reality. So it appears from the trailer that she's going to try to create several false realities, and all of them keep failing, but she keeps trying and keeps trying, all in an effort to bring the Vision back so they can spend a life together. And Marvel is going to mine this for creative gold by spoofing all of these classic family sitcoms like Ozzie and Harriet, Bewitched, The Partridge Family, and more. And seeing Elizabeth Olsen in a comic accurate costume is going to be very fun to see. In one of the subplots, we're going to see the adult version of Monica Rambeau. This is the African-American female character who's going to become the superhero Spectrum. The child version of this character appeared in Captain Marvel, played by this actress. And the adult version is going to be played by Teyonah Parris. She kind of reminds me of a young Chaka Khan back in the 1970s. My guess is that she's going to be working on the space station, which was first introduced in Spider-Man Far From Home, commanded by Nick Fury. And some event is going to happen on there where she gets superpowers. It could also be an Easter egg of how the Fantastic Four get their powers. I doubt that we get full Spectrum in this, but as for the WandaVision web series overall, it's going to be 9 episodes of weird fun. It makes its debut today, so be there. I'm excited for this, and since we didn't get any Marvel movies in 2020, this is definitely going to make this even more interesting to see. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, my excitement level for this is about a 9. Next up is my new comic book day pick of the week. And for January 20th, 2021, it's going to be Stake #1 from a small publisher called Scout Comics. It's a near-future story where vampires have come out the closet and are out in the open. And the story is going to follow a woman named Angel whose life has been destroyed by these vampires, and she joins the Vampires Bounty Hunter Union. So it sounds like True Blood meets Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I'm a fan of this genre, so I'll definitely be picking this up. The honorable mentions are going to be more of the Future State books from DC, which include Future State Catwoman #1, Future State Nightwing #1, Future State The Immortal Wonder Woman #1, Future State Superman World of Wars #1. Future State Shazam #1 and the second issue of Future State The Next Batman. This is the Batman in the person of Tim Fox. If you're late to the party, DC has frozen their current continuity and starting off 2021 with a whole slate of Future State titles, in which most of them are 2-issue or 4-issue miniseries. So if they're successful, DC will keep doing them. If they're not successful, then they'll be like, future what? But it appears that it is successful because most of these are going to a second printing for those first releases. I've said it a million times that I did not want this channel to become a political one. It was intended to be just about the comic book industry, but there are some flashpoint moments in life in which you have to speak your conscience about what's going on in your country. On January 6th, we noticed a domestic terrorist insurrection to overthrow the United States government. Nothing like this has happened since the British sacked DC in 1814 and burned down the White House. For those of you who breached the Capitol, you are not a patriot. You are a terrorist, and you should be treated as one. I personally served my country in the United States Army back in the 1990s, and this is not what I served my country for, to see traitors turn against. The time for political spin is over. This is not the media's fault. This was not Antifa dressed up like MAGA supporters. They are domestic terrorists and are an embarrassment to our country and should go to federal prison for the maximum. President Trump should immediately resign for telling lies about the election and inciting the mob. Every congressman and senator who objected to the certification of the Electoral College should also resign because their objections was based on a lie. Truth has to mean something again. You can't be out here spreading lies because you didn't like how an election turned out. And the insurrection that came out of the lies that were told about the election should be dealt with harshly. And those involved should lose their good name, their employment, and of course their freedom by a long stay in prison. That's where I stand on that particular issue. So God bless you, your family, and the United States of America forever. Thank you for listening to my rant. Now let's go watch WandaVision. You know the drill. Be sure to subscribe to this channel, give it a thumbs up, and share these videos on social media so other people learn about the channel. And don't forget, I do sell comics at my eBay page listed here with a link in the description. One Stop Thrift and Comic Power are run by the same guy. That would be me, Comic Killer 72. I have 100% feedback, by the way. And once again, thank you to my subscribers and viewers who support Comic Power. Until next time, this is Comic Killer 72 for Comic Power saying bye-bye.